Morning, everybody. Give me a thumbs up, a like, a comment. Just let me know that you're out there. Waving. So today I'm going to be talking about the medication for IBS. So medication and IBS is a quick fix, isn't it? Nah, not at all. It's actually a major cop-out, especially in our industry. Now, I'm not saying that medication isn't required. What I'm saying is that the medication has become dependent and easy, and the medication for IBS with the side effects is much worse than the actual IBS itself. And the medication for IBS can be just detrimental, especially in the wrong hands. And even with over-the-counter supplements and things like that, it can actually be, quite life-threatening and painful. So, since October 2017, we have run actually 13 events all across Australia now. We have trained over 150 people in the IBS hypnosis protocol. And if you need 10 CPD points for your AHA registration, then pop into our live event and we'll sign you off on that. We've also released the IBS hypnosis protocol online for people outside Australia to study. And if you're in New Zealand, we will be there in November if you'd like to pop on in. We'd love to have you. So Melbourne is done and dusted. That was a great event. Adelaide was fantastic. Sydney is like 9 days away or something like that. So if you want a ticket to Sydney, there's only 2 seats left. Perth only has like 7 seats left, I think it is. Brisbane's half sold out and New Zealand has already started selling. So if you need a payment plan, it starts from $40. We don't charge any extra ourselves for you to be on a payment plan because we need more gut-directed hypnotherapists in this industry. So if you start your payment plan sooner, it just means that your payment plan can go for a longer period of time and it'll be a bit easier on your pocket, okay? So let's talk about some medications. Now, these ones you can buy over the counter. So you can buy fiber supplements, and you can buy a fiber supplement like a psyllium husk or a Metamucil or something like that. And what happens is with fluids, it can actually help control constipation. So fiber obtained from food may actually be causing constipation as well. And then they'll take a fiber supplement, which will cause bloating, and then that'll cause an even bigger problem for some of your clients. So if a fiber supplement doesn't help with the symptoms for your client, the doctor may actually prescribe what's known as an osmotic laxative, such as milk of magnesium or a polyethylene glycol. And what that actually does is that it starts to break up all of the poo inside the body so that the client can actually poo it out. Because IBS people can get so constipated and have so many issues inside their stomach that it's just so painful, and then they sit there for days, and you can even get cramps inside your intestinal tract, which causes backache, and there's so many harsh things that are going on. So this is mostly fiber supplements is for people that are having constipation, but the problem is that some people that are taking the fiber supplement can take it for their constipation, and then they're like, I'm not getting any results because they haven't been drinking enough water with it, and then all of a sudden they'll take some more, and then boom, that flips to diarrhea and IBS. So they can really harm themselves and their digestive tract without even really knowing, and they're just in sheer desperation mode. So we also have what's known as anti-diarrheal medication. So you can buy this one over the counter, and it's known as an Imodium. So basically, people who are suffering from IBS-D, which have mostly diarrhea, then people can benefit from taking an Imodium. But then they can do the same as the constipation, where they don't get the results that they're looking for. So then they'll turn around and they'll go, I'll have some more, and then all of a sudden they flip their diarrhea from diarrhea to constipation. So some people will actually benefit from medications from the doctor, and they're known as acid binders. And what happens is that basically inside the body, they will dehydrate the system to bind everything together, so that way it can be pooed out in a solid mass. But this can also cause bloating, and that can cause to more intestinal tract pain for your client as well. We also have what's known as antispasmodic medication. Now, these medications are things like Levsin and Bentyl, and they can relieve the pain that's in the bowel spasms. So what can happen is when people are constipated, they push and they push and they push and they push and they push, and then when the poo finally comes out, they actually get like a spasm in the bowel, and that can actually be quite painful and have like a cramping sensation where they feel like there's more in there, but there's not really more in there. And then there's the flip side of the coin where people who have diarrhea then suddenly go, oh, I need to poo, and then they've got this explosion of poo coming out, but because they've defecated so fast, the bowel hasn't actually registered with the central nervous system that there's nothing in there anymore, so it continues to spasm. So some clients will actually need antispasmodic medications so that, if they're having bouts of diarrhea, but then it suddenly goes to constipation and things like that, that they can really have some issues. The problem with the antispasmodic medication is that it can lead to problems urinating, and that's because it relaxes the whole system. So they should also be used at caution. Antispasmodic medications are also linked for people with glaucoma as well. So it's like, do I want glaucoma or do I want IBS? Like, that's a tough one. I have many, actually probably majority of my IBS clients, Crohn's colitis clients, are actually on antidepressant medication. So they come in and they're on an SSRI medication for depression, so a serotonin inhibitor. And what happens is that some of them have actually not even been told that this is medication for depression. So they don't even know that, and they're just taking it because it's part of the IBS cycle as such. And this medication is for depression, but what happens is with antidepressant medication is it actually depresses all of the neurons in the central nervous system. It does a lot of more in-depth stuff as well, but this is some of what it does. And that includes in the intestinal tract. It's not like you just take it and it does something to your brain. It does it to the entire central nervous system. All of the neurons are affected. So it's amazing the amount of clients that I get into my room who are actually on a medication for depression, but they think it's for IBS. So ensure that if your client does mention that they do understand what the medication is and what's going on, and that it is only recommended for short-term use, and they should go back to the doctor to get it assessed regularly. So before moving on, if you have attended the IBS hypnosis event before, you can come back completely for free. All you have to do is refer someone, and when they book a ticket, you can come back for free. But please understand that seating is very limited, so jump on early for this. We'd love to catch up with you again. And we always have new information coming out. So this year, we've got the identities of IBS, and we've also got children of IBS as well. Now, some clients may not actually be on an IBS medication. Maybe they're on a antibiotic for growth, for overgrowth in the intestinal tract. So maybe they've got a candida of some sort. And what happens is that the growth of the bacteria inside the stomach and the intestinal lining becomes so big, because it's usually a yeast growth of some sort, but it becomes so big that the client has to poo it out. It's as simple as that. It's causing bloating, and the doctor may actually prescribe an antibiotic to get that under control again. We all have gut floras and things like that, but sometimes there is an overgrowth of yeast in there. And some people with symptoms of diarrhea, they'll actually benefit from what's known as Xiafan, but we do really need some more information on this bacteria and IBS link before we go a great deal further as such. So when it comes to the antibiotics, basically what is happening is the overgrowth of yeast bacteria inside the stomach and intestinal area has become so large and so bloated that the client just has to poo it out at some stage. And you'll come across these clients where they're like, wow, I had like 4 massive poos today. And that was usually because the bacteria in the stomach and the intestinal lining has become too much, and the body has just gone, get this out, excrete it as much as you can now. So there will be some clients that are on an antibiotic for a week or 2 just to help with that overgrowth that they've got inside their stomach. So really look at that client's nutrition and help them out with that one. Now, this is medication that is specifically for IBS, okay? So there's what's known as alostrum, and it's designed to relax the colon and slow the movement of waste that goes through the lower part of the bowel. Now, the FDA actually removed it from the market as it was a bit controversial as to what it was actually doing to clients, but it has been modified now and it can be sold again. However, alostrum can only be prescribed by doctors who are actually part of the program that allows them to sell it. So this is mostly sold to clients who have diarrhea problems and who haven't responded to any other treatment. This is a last resort sort of stuff, and it's absolutely not to be used with men, as it is linked to pancreatic cancer symptoms. So, it's only linked for women to have it, not men. And it's only considered when all other treatments are completely non-successful. And then we also have what's known as liboprostone. And again, this one is only for women as well. And when all other treatments have been completely exhausted, and what it does is it increases the fluid secretion in the small intestine, so to help the passage of the stool to be passed. And the reason why it's not recommended for men is because, again, it's linked to pancreatic cancer. So, and yeah, it's a tough one, this one. So the common side effects of liboprostone is nausea, diarrhea, and abdominal pain, which are the exact same side effects of IBS. So I'm not quite sure why you would want to put this chemical inside your body that causes the exact same symptoms as the IBS. But, you know, who am I to judge, hey? So here are some things that I recommend. Know some of these medications and the side effects, because your client may actually be taking them and it's not the actual IBS that's doing this. It may be the medication, and perhaps they haven't gone back to the doctor and gotten it assessed in a while. Perhaps, like, I even had one lady once that said that she hadn't been to the doctor in 10 years and just kept taking this same medication. I'm like, you've got to go back and get that assessed. It's as simple as that. And she's like, oh, but it's not changing and it's not getting any worse, it's not getting any better. And I'm like, yeah, go and get it assessed. So know some of the medications and the side effects. Medications are also always changing as well. So there may have been updates, changes, movement, whatever it is. Listen to your clients. They're the ones that are educated the best about these medications, because they've gone to the doctors and the doctors has prescribed them. So ask them, what medication are you on? Write it down and do some research, okay? Update your library. And also ask me some questions, because I am here to help you in any way I possibly can. So if you'd like to come along to our IBS event, please do. We need more gut-directed hypnotherapists in this industry. 1 in 5 Australians are suffering from it, and it's a horrible, horrible problem. If you'd like to get on a payment plan, please get onto it earlier, because the earlier that you get onto the payment plan, then the longer your payment plan can actually go for. And you can grab your ticket at pellinandpalmer.com/events. So please join me next time. I'm going to be talking about how to get some professionals on board, because you only need like 3 doctors and you're going to be completely booked flat strap. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.